Hello there. Welcome to Secret Werewolf Game Volume 2. But today we're not joined in L headquarters of the Edgemaster. Well, we kind of are. He's spent the day doing his various things, had a nice little pleasant phone conversation with certain somebody far and away. Had a nice lunch date with Anne from the Lockbox. That was nice. That was actually really nice. So you know what? He drives back to the mansion in a pretty good mood. Has a little routine set out for the day. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to get cracking on this. Like, yeah, all right. We're going to fucking, parks up his car, gets out, just rolling his shoulders like, Jesus. It's getting, it's late in the afternoon, but still can be productive. When he mentioned something about a barbecue, you know what? Maybe he might be nice and indulge the kids. And he sees Becca walking along, and as he's leaning up just at the open door of the car, so he's kind of doing that kind of lean, that most people do. It's that lean over, so you're not quite fully out of the car just yet. Just watching her go along, toddle about her shit, probably training, probably doing whatever, things she likes to do, and it's like a little bit of a smile on his face because, there she is, back in action again. He was initially worried that she would take it harshly, or maybe she was a bit jumpy, or maybe she bruised herself. She didn't say. And it's around that time that pit of anxiety that just seems to creep up his belly just seems to really settle, really settle into like the lower parts of his stomach. Makes you have that dry tongue, the rising pins and needles along your arms, as he remembers the last time he saw Becca come back in action after a certain event. He just watches her for a second, and he, licks his lips and remembers the shake in her hands, the tears that had melded in with the makeup, the bruises. And he remembers the voice on that one line that just still, pierces right into his heart every single time he hears it. Even now, even though they've talked about it, still has that same effect on him.
I can't even look at you.
So when he does hear it, and he takes that breath in, and he just gets in the car and starts driving. He doesn't really think. Radio is playing something, but it's like a numb static. There's horrific flashes that come to his head of various things. Just initially they're too quick to materialize. It's like that sensation when your mind works way too hard, and it's like someone's pulled on a spin top, those little spin top toys, and it just seems to go, 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 go. And the more he tries to control it, the harder it is to feel in control. But then the images start to coalesce, start to frame. It's almost like a picture slide, one by one. And the first one, as always, is Christine. That frightened, innocent face. He can still taste the dust that wants to make his throat cough. The smell of old, various socks and various things, the general smell of underneath the bed. As he looks across from her, She is the sound of a manifesting argument. Just seems to rise and rise and rise. And it's not like the image fades, it's like it's playing beside it. He remembers the first time he saw his mother be hit. He had gone downstairs and told Christine, I'll check it out, everything's fine. And he peeked in the doorway, that little crack. He remembers that first initial straight across the face. And he wanted to go in there. But he was so frightened that he just watched before creeping back up to Christine's room and telling her that everything was fine. And to stop crying. That image is slided over to... his mother's own face the day before Becca's assault. It's battered. It's bruised. The vain attempts of hiding it beneath the makeup are non-existent anymore due to the tears coalescing along the inside of her eyelids. The harder he looks into his mother's face, he can feel the grip on the steering wheel tighten as he drives. While Anton himself doesn't initially show any tears of any kind, it's rising, breathing, ragged paint, before he eventually feels himself turn up that old familiar way that he used to go so many times to the old Becca's old house. And as he does, he hears his mother's voice as he steps out of the car. A familiar fondness in it. As always, as he slides her money, as he helps her out. But for this reason, it was that he wouldn't tell Phil or Christine how bad her face was.
You're a good boy, Anton.
And compiled with Becca's own ramblings in the back of his head, he walks very slowly to, just picking his way through now the ruined site that it was. And as he stares at the patch of earth, both his mother's voice and Becca's voice, both those lines just seem to just dance around his brain too much that it doesn't even begin to make sense anymore. It turns into that hum of just rapid thought. And he finally reaches a small patch of earth, clearly dug out. The soil looks more new, not as fresh or anything. He knows it's been dug now here a while, but you can always tell new soil from others. He stares at it for a while and sits down across from it. As he rubs his face, he hears that sweet softness that only Heidi's voice has.
But you save people.
And as that keeps repeating, the familiar scene of his father's murder, the garrote going around his father's throat, the puncture of blood through the vessels in the neck, Anton's face as he gripped it tighter and tighter, and eventually ends with Bill staring at him. That image is then slid over towards all the looks that people in the manor have given him. Abby, Sage, Jane, Wendy, Jason, Brigida, Scraps, the new man. All of them. They all give him a look every now and again. That same guilty, judgmental look that Bill had on his face. all just translates straight to them. And as the tears finally come down his face, he cups his hands and just kind of presses them against his cheeks, as if he's trying to block them or press in. And he says, stop crying. Much like he always did with Christine, and he just keeps saying it, stop crying. Letting out the breath of raggedness and brokenness. And he doesn't stop crying. Not for a long time. It's not a loud cry. It's not this big, mournful, sobby, snotty mess. It's very soft. It's very controlled. It's very frightened. As if someone will hear him. Much like he did so many years ago. And after an insurmountable mass of time, who knows? Don't think in this state. Anton lets out another breath and puts the cigarette in his mouth, finally, and just lets the nicotine rush over his body. Before standing up and looking around the ruin that he's in.
So I dare say that even though Anton is very caught up in his own thoughts, there's still that part of him from way back in the day that's listening in case somebody hears him. So while he won't have that dreaded heavy footfalls or movement in a hallway, someone coming up the stairs, as he's pulling himself together, has the cigarette in his mouth, is just trying to abolish some of it with just some rhythmic, normal behavior. He will hear one thing. He'll hear the sound of, it might be familiar, or in the moment it might not be. It's the sound of pickup. Something coming up the gravel drive that leads up to this kind of unwanted parcel that's just been left fallow up in the mountains. The same way he came in, up off the road, just kind of grinding up the gravel.
Much like he did before on a familiar scene all those years ago, Katie, when a certain car drove up a mansion with a certain frightened Heidi in his back. Do you know what I mean? If you remember right, Katie?
No, I remember. Don't worry.
He adopts that sort of similar stance. That cautious, frightened fawn stance, and he just stalks towards the sound of the pickup, but not running, if you get me. It's that quiet sneak. You know what I mean?
As it finally comes up the curve, up another small incline up before the place kind of flattens out to something more bearable. The pickup isn't unfamiliar. It's got some panels that are a bit off color. It runs in a way, it's definitely had some real work done to it. A lot of effort to keep it going efficiently, keep it going well, while even cobbling parts from other vehicles. It is a vehicle that, if anything, fits into this backdrop. Back before the house was a burned out shell, back before the garage collapsed, this pickup was always parked by the house. It rolls up the drive. Probably parks right over by the entrance. Doesn't roll right over to the house this time. Not now. Who knows what kind of gnarled metal has gotten left nearby as the fire just utterly demolished the building.
Yeah, he just watches from the shadows. just tilting his head, watching.
It's not Becca that gets out of the truck. As much as that truck is a natural part of this scenery. It's Ambrose. Parks it up. Turns it off. And then Anton watches, just the door pops open, and sure enough, it's Big Papa that gets out of the pickup.
Yeah, there's a surprise. Like, oh shit, it's Ambrose. But he doesn't make himself visible. Nope. Nope. Just sits crouched down and behind the bushes, just watching to see what happened, what Ambrose does.
Yeah, Ambrose pops out of the truck. Yeah, the big door swings shut. That tunk. And he glances around, and let's face it, Anton, there's no reason to hide your car up here. Nobody comes up to this place.
Mm-hmm.
So you see him step out, glances over to the car, just kind of like gives that nod, like, okay, that, as if that makes perfect sense that your car is there. And he sticks his hands in his pockets, and in this almost lack of light, this evening shadow cast over the place, he just starts walking as though he knows exactly where everything is. Just not a fast pace, not a heavy stomp, just a steady, calm walk, hands in pockets, down that, it's hard to call it a road. It's always been gravel up here. There's still a bunch of the gravel to crackle and grind under the feet. As he comes along kind of to that bit between the house and what used to be his garage. And the eyes they scan right, they scan left. It's not like being hunted. It's almost like he's taking it in. But there's none of that intensity about his posture, about his gaze that would give Anton the impression he was being hunted like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like, for all the world, it's like he's either out here just to take it in himself, or rather than trying to hunt down an adult who's hiding, it's almost as if he's looking to be like, where did my lost kid go?
Yeah, Anton still just watches from the tree line. You know what I mean? It's not that he's suspicious of him. There's no fucking way. You know what I mean? It's more the embarrassment, if you get what I mean. Because he's a big, strong shadow lord now. Can't have these things,
And he gives the place a walk around. He's not going to go hunting through the woods. So, I mean, if Anton, has kind of slow faded back to a tree line,
yeah, pretty much.
Ambrose has a lot going for him, but he doesn't have a flashlight and he's not checking the tree line. He does a walk about the garage and finally does walk around the gutted remains of the house. Doesn't even try to get kind of into what's left of it. The thing was up off the ground. It's not going to be stable. And you know what? If the things that you guys burned it to cover are still in there, he doesn't want to look at that. He doesn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
So he does a walkabout of the garage, walkabout of the house. Doesn't find you in either place.
Does he go towards the patch? So I'm curious about.
I want to say that the patch was behind the house.
Behind the house, yeah.
I mean, he'd walk essentially by it, just because of where it's placed.
Oh yeah, no.
He does glance there, for what it's worth. He does spare a look that way. As he comes around the corner, he doesn't look around the back of the house. He glances over to the patch. First place he looks as soon as it's in range.
Yeah, he always has a suspicion Ambrose knew about all those shit that went on. And like, I mean, always, you know what I mean? He met, do you know what I mean? He always knew. It was just never said. Do you know what I mean?
Ambrose was always present and always in the loop, but he never made himself obtrusive. He let the guys do what they needed to do. He doesn't know everything about what you are and what it means, but he understands enough that he's always stayed kind of out of the way unless he was needed, as he's been doing for a while now. So he walks around the back. He does look to the patch. Anton isn't there. Just pans around to look down the back of what remains of the house. Nothing. And he does kind of a full circle, and instead of coming around to the front, it's funny how when things burn, like, some things are just gone. The only place they still exist is in your memory of what it used to look like. Things like the steps that they put together using scavenged concrete, using bricks. That's still there. It leads to nowhere. It leads to open air now. There's no door there. But the steps are. So he comes around, sits on the steps, and even old man Ambrose is not immune to a bad habit. And glancing over at that patch again, he just settles in and pulls out a cigarette.
It's like, Anton's like, oh, fuck. Damn. Do you know what I mean? Fuck. It's that initial, like, oh, shit. It's that, like, who's gonna crack first type deal initially, you know, whereas Anton's like, fuck, he's staying. God damn it. Should have went for the car while he was looking around the house. Fuck. He kind of curses himself a bit. But fuck it, he's a big boy. He can tell Ambrose, I'm fine. He'll step out eventually out of the tree line, making it as if like, yeah, I was doing something. You know what I mean? It's that like totally obvious, but I'm taking off as not obvious.
Striding out all boldly, like this is absolutely how he meant for this to go.
I'm just gonna make it to my car. If I make it to my car, I'm fine. You don't need to look at me. I'm just making it to my car. Look, I'm just going to the car, right?
So you try to essentially pull the I'm just gonna walk past to go to my car, don't mind me.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Ambrose doesn't try to jump up in your way. Nothing theatrical. There's the glance over as you come out, just kind of like that, essentially, there you are.
There you are. Huh.
Son of a bitch. Never would have found you. Looks over. He continues smoking, lets you get right up to the point where it's very clear you're full intending to walk straight past him. He just looks up and says, "You're going already."
Yeah, does that like awkward, like, oh shit, he's talking to me. Yeah, just didn't want to linger around places like this. Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah. Don't even really know how I got here, really.
He scoots over to the other side of that step. Oh boy. It makes a space. I have a pretty good idea.
Oh, fuck, he did the space. Shit. And Anton looks over like, oh, damn it. You know what I mean? I pulled a move I do. Ooh. Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's low. Anton just comes over and sits down.
Almost immediately, just casually pulls out of the shirt pocket, offers you the pack of cigarettes. Like, come on, I know you need it, essentially.
Yeah, he takes it and lights one.
He He lets you have a minute to light it up and get that first good puff or two in, fill the lungs. It's a steadying thing. It is just a breath of normal behavior, so he lets you get that far. He does glance over the patch again. Been a year now, yes?
Yep. Yep.
Glance aside. Were you able to do what you came here to do?
I have no idea. Kind of didn't plan on it, really. It just happened.
These things have a way of sticking with us.
Yeah. That is a very correct statement.
There's a bit of just wry old man smile, is he? Like that, yeah, I'm right. I don't like it either. Just wry old man smile. Pulls up the cigarette and just takes a good drag himself because fuck.
Yeah, that's got to be awkward because I imagine he has his own feelings about it, but looking over at Anton, like that's his fucking dad in there. Like fuck
yeah.
you, kids. Do you know what I mean?
You may not go to Papa Ambrose often, but Papa Ambrose knows what the fuck is up. And I mean, he tries. It's one of those things where he's weirdly not obtrusive because he's kind of part of the scenery for this place in an odd way. Maybe not ideal in this moment where you were having a lot going on. But it's not like he stands out like he doesn't belong there.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's been so used to seeing Becca and Ambrose at this place for so many of the early days of being a guru, so it's kind of ingrained. Do you know what I mean?
It is one of those things where it's like you want to be annoyed that he's there, but that's where he goes.
Yeah, this is a true home, so I can't. There's only so many ways I can be annoyed. Is Becca okay?
Jeez, testy.
It's good for her, usually.
Is it's good this time, isn't he? He has been spending more time at the RV.
I noticed.
Becca is a strong girl.
She is.
But I see. Both of you.
She needs it more than me.
Now there's a studying kind of, pulls on the cigarette, lets it just waft out of the mouth. And the way is this?
It's my fault. So I can't exactly go looking for help when, yeah.
Not this honey. She blames herself.
It wasn't her fault.
It was not her fault. No. It was not your fault. Just kind of shrugs like, I say this like it's an easy fact. I know you're not going to believe me, but just kind of shrugs like, it is what it is. It is. If anything, it is the fault of the thing that did it.
Yeah, it's just, I should be the last person to go look for help on a topic like this.
looks over, and oh boy, he asks the question.
Oh shit! No, don't you do it!
Don't you do it, Ambrose! Don't you fuck with me! And yet, did you ever say goodbye?
Oh, don't oh, oh. Oh,
He does the tactical. It's funny because he looks over to ask so that you know his attention was on you. He intends for you to answer. But as soon as it's asked, he looks back over at the patch. There's no pressure of eyes on you on the answer.
Kind of never knew how. How can you say goodbye to someone who did something like that?
Was it him?
I don't know.
The grave beast, the devourer. I hear it can make men do things that they would never do.
Yeah, but the feeling has to be there, right?
Does it?
I don't. It's what preys on to, you know?
I don't know. And leans in a little bit. You know, still no pressure of eye contact. He seems to have the right idea that Anton doesn't want to be watched as he's answering. But it's like he's imparting some great deep wisdom. You know. You can say goodbye to him without saying goodbye to it.
Like I said, I don't know how. Didn't exactly treat me well in life, you know?
Then say it all. Some people, they must yell. Some people, they must cry. Some people only need to say goodbye. But all the things that you want to say, he gestures idly, you know, lightly towards that mound.
He's dead, so it doesn't make any difference.
Ah. Holds up the finger. Aha! That is not true. My family, Becca, even she has learned. We say goodbye very frequently. We do not like to, not every time. But we must often say goodbye. It is hardest the first time. But it is never easy. Finally, kind of, looks down, looks aside, kind of looks at the step he's sitting on, not the side that you're on, but the other one, and gives it a good pat. Essentially, you've served me well, good friend. Gives it a rub. Even I have said goodbye.
Yeah, I suppose.
It will always sting. But you can tell him anything you wish.
I don't want to give him that power over me. I spent so long trying to take it back off him.
I'll tell him only the things you would say if he was standing in front of you.
Brandon just, rubs the back of his head. It's like, oh, no, I'm not going to cry in front of Ambrose. No, stop it, body. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Ambrose is tactically not noticing.
Like I said, it doesn't make a difference. He's not there. It's just some pile of bones on the fucking ground.
How do you know?
Because I,
Do you know what the dead can hear?
does he deserve that?
Do you deserve it? He cannot do anything to you now. You can say anything you wish to say. He cannot use it. He cannot hurt you. He cannot judge you. He can do nothing but hear.
Can't speak back though, can he?
No. But even if you cannot hear the answers, sometimes it is still important to ask the questions, to say the things.
It's not fair.
No. No, it is not. And there's no telling what Ambrose lived through when he was younger, when he was a young man, when he was a child. It's still, but there's still a certain amount of weight in that. No, it's not. It's not fucking fair.
Yeah, no, there's that probably mutual understanding. It's not fair, big man. It's not.
Pretty much.
I'll give it a try, I suppose. Just ease up, like,
I can walk away if you want.
Yeah, I know that'd be great. Probably best between me and him, I suppose.
Yeah, he bobs the head because you know what? It's the weirdest kind of respect for. Okay, you want to talk to your dad? You don't want me here. Do you know what? That's cool. Private conversation.
Yeah,
Totally
you know
okay.
what, big man? All right,
Yeah, he does. He gives you that good pat on the back of the shoulder. Not hard, just good, solid, like kind of clap to kind of ground you a bit. And he eases up.
It's probably gonna break Ambrose out. I'll hang back from the mansion for a couple of days and give Becca some space.
The one thing you can have faith in. He's, he has eased up and looks back and down a bit. Again, not directly at you. Doesn't make you feel like you need to like duck your face or wipe it or any of that. Becca is very loud. Especially when she is upset. She is very loud. Becca, if she needs space, she will get it. Or she will tell you.
I know, it's just, I know who I look like. There you go, Ambrose, and there you go. I don't want to say he breaks down crying. No, of course not. Shadow Lord would not do that, but oh, Jesus, buddy. You know what I mean?
I bet you it's one of those things where if he was looking you straight on, he'd see the tears fucking roll out.
Yep.
Not anymore.
Yeah. I'll just gives that little weak wave of the hand, like I can't speak anymore because I don't want to choke up in front of you. So I'm gonna walk towards this mound. Okay, we're gonna pretend like that never happened. Do you know what I mean?
It's Ambrose goes, and I mean, thank God, Anton, he has to go around the building to head over to where the
Mhm.
truck is. But the assurance is in that you can not only clearly hear, again, not stomping, not heavy. You can hear the steady crunch of the feet, and you can hear the truck door open. You can hear the truck door close. It doesn't start up, but he is given a break in the line of sight. He's given space. And if anything, being in the cab of the truck probably muffled his hearing a good bit.
Yeah. If Ambrose drives away, it'll probably make Anton feel less like he's about to collapse into a ball of like anxiety. Do you know what I mean? But he'll wait. Eventually, Ambrose will drive away. He probably won't even notice him driving away next when he actually gets started. So he walks over to the mound and sits there like a fucking child. Dunk. Do you know what I mean?
Just butt sits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Churned up dirt and gravel. It's been worn down some by rain and time, but you still know what that mound is.
Mm-hmm. Just looks at it. You're kind of like, all right, so how do we start this? Kind of rubbing at his kneecap and his jeans. So, Jesus. All right, we'll start with something that I've wanted to say. How come you never liked me? You know, maybe I just wanted an answer to that. That would be nice. I made time for Phil, even when you were drinking. You know, Christine. You really looked at me twice, did you? Not that much. How come you never liked me? Because, you know, I gave a shit. You know, he puts the cigarette in his mouth. Doesn't realize that he's been left the whole packet. You know, Ambrose being the bro that he is, never even made that connection, just being the bro. Ambrose. You know, lights it shakily. I even took up smoking because, you know, thought you'd like it since you always were telling me that there's nothing, you know. You know? Even though I used to be afraid of you half the time, I still wore some stupid jackets that you wore because you said that's how cool things were, you know? So how come you never liked me? How come you made mom cry all the time? It would be nice if she, you know, wasn't crying most days after you were through with her. I why'd you do it? Like, was it all really just before you did what you did just to get mom back? Why didn't you just go to fucking counseling? Why didn't you stay in fucking rehab? Why couldn't you just be a dad and look? I needed somebody to understand what I was going through at that time, and I needed you. And you went and did that. Why? Do you hate me that much? And as I imagine, there is no answer, which just adds more to the upsetness and the anger. Because when you're upset, you're angry. It's often a very key stage in anxiety. And he shakes that poor fucking cigarette, goes through a tumultuous Space Mountain hop of being pulled upon and dragged upon, and yeah, no, it is not a pleasant experience at all. If I ever manage to get married, right? I don't have a father now to bring. Because, I now killed you. What does that make me? I know it was the right thing to do. But because of you, they all look at me that way. You did that. Is that your lesson? Is that your fatherly advice? Because if so, it's pretty shitty, I see Bill's dad. He seems like a great guy. He seems like a really great guy. Bill doesn't even give a fuck. I would kill to have a dad like Bill's. Not feel embarrassed and ashamed that A, I had you, and then B, what I did. I've got a bunch of people now expecting me to be some sort of father figure. And every day I just hope that I don't end up like you when I do it. And when I clock him on the back of the head, I feel sick to my stomach. Sometimes I know it's the right thing. Sometimes you just gotta put a motherfucker in line. I get it. Is that what you thought about Ma? I had to put a motherfucker in line? It just would have been nice to see what an actual good father was like, so I don't fail all the time. I'm not going to say goodbye. I feel like that would do us both. I feel like that would be something that neither of us would believe. I feel like you'd never mean it. See you next year, I guess. Just stands up a bit, rubbing at his face. And I don't know if you're there, Katie, or
I
not.
am. So as you stand up, give your face a rub, say at least the start of the things that you've needed to say, even if it's demanding answers you can't have. You stand up, you start kind of pulling yourself back together. From here, you can't see whether or not the truck's still there. If he left, you never noticed. But while you're standing there, you know, evening's truly rolled in, getting to night to the point where, well, I mean, it's good that Crow looks out for you, man, because otherwise, who knows what the hell kind of gnarled shit you'd trip on heading back to your
pretty
car.
much, yeah.
But as you're standing there, finally starting to get back together. Your phone will play its little text notification.
Bing.
Little
Bing.
bing.
Yeah, he
In the
flicks
middle of the
open.
fucking silence, just ba-ding! And you're
Yeah, he
fuck.
jumps about a mile. Oh, just jumps a bit like, fuck me. Opening his fucking phone. Like, who the fuck?
Who the fuck indeed? You've gotten a text.
Yeah, just opens up like, who the fuck is Jesus? You know what I mean? It's that type of, like it just rubs on his chest like, fuck me.
And it's the most contrived. It's kind of weird. But it's from Becca. And you know she can't, especially in a text, she can't just put shit out there. But it says essentially, hey, can you come do that stupid therapy dog thing? I'm hanging out at the RV.
She gets a message. I'll be over in a bit. I gotta go, I gotta see Mom.
Just the answers. Yeah, go check on your mom.
Yeah, just starts walking to the car because he's like, no, I don't want to face Becca just yet. I'm just gonna go talk to Mom and totally not, wince as I'm talking to Mom. I'm like, hi. Do you know what I mean? So he'll drive to Ma.
When you come around, it looks like at some point during it, Ambrose, went ahead and eased out. Once he was sure that you weren't gonna, excuse me, wait like 5 minutes, then come to your car. Once he was sure you weren't being a punk ass bitch, went ahead and rolled out. But yeah, you can head over to your mom's place.
Yeah, he just drives there, rubbing at his face like, I'm not crying. You're crying. Shut the fuck up, mirror. Shut the fuck up.
Goes through half the fucking pack of cigarettes just on his way. Jesus.
Probably, yeah. Chain smokes the fuck out of that thing.
All right, bud. So you roll her out.
Yeah, takes off his jacket because that's covered in dirt. So
It is.
he just takes off that jacket. He's probably in a shirt as well because it gets cold at night. So he's like, fuck it, I'm going to wear a shirt as well. So fuck it.
Not many people just roll around in only a jacket shirtless. Except Anton around the fucking mansion because he knows Becca's there and she'll say.
No, he's probably wearing like a t-shirt and like the button-up shirt. The plaid things. Yeah, he's probably wearing that as well underneath. So he's probably just transitions the jacket into the car. Takes anything that's in it, like his keys and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And stuffs them in his pockets, and we'll walk towards the door.
Yeah, for once it is kind of a pleasant thing in that you're rolling up late enough that, I mean, excuse me. By the time you get to the door, she's kind of opening. Yeah, she just pops it open. It's like, oh, hey, honey.
Hey, Ma.
How'd you come on in?
Sure.
And steps out the way.
Yeah, just moves in as quick as he can. Just don't mind me.
Don't mind me. I didn't show up to talk to you, but not look at you. Closes and locks the door. The usual kind of rhythm. You had anything to eat, Anton?
I had lunch, but that was about it.
All right. You want to talk to me while I'm in the kitchen? I'll make you up something.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the weirdest. Like it's like seeing one of the better parts after sitting there thinking about all the worst parts. Or you can just chill in the doorway. You can't get up in mom's like elbow space while she's cooking, but you can sneak over to the fridge and snag a drink. You could probably even snag a beer.
Holy fuck.
But yeah, she just chitter chats at you while she's, pulling out things, probably pulling out some kind of leftovers, reheating, adding to them, and essentially pulling you together something to eat, the same kind of thing she's done before when you come home or had to eat separate from the rest of them. Though usually she'd be scolding you the whole time for missing dinner.
Yeah.
Thankfully, in this case, you are free of scolding because you are not a required show every dinner anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just leans up against the thing, has probably got himself a beer because you know what helps this? A depressant.
Totally helps.
So he just takes that slow, dry, sip. Like, oh, alcohol. Do you know what I mean?
My old friend.
We've been on quite a journey together.
No, but your mom is just cheerily chatting and whatnot. She's always happy when you come by. Mm-hmm. As much as she gave you the nth degree last time. This is more just a normal kind of day of the life thing.
Oh boy, I hope she's ready, Katie.
Oh, she's not. Don't worry.
Oh, she's just looking at the bottle, I'm just gonna play with the paper, the paper of the logo, you know what I mean? Just gonna play with that idly. Don't have to look at mom when I'm at this,
All right.
Hey, Ma?
Yeah, honey.
Why didn't Dad like me?
Food making stops. Yeah, she kind of pauses what she's doing. Sets the utensils down. Kind of glides his back over her shoulder. Why do you think your daddy didn't like you?
Just always got that vibe. It's not looking at her like, this paper thing across the beer bottle. Ooh, I can look at this for ages.
This is not the most obvious. I'm not looking at you, but I'm gonna ask. Ugh.
Yeah, I can just play with this and pretend, and oh my, all these things that I can do. That's not looking at you. Just the way he acted, you know.
Oh, honey, your daddy didn't hate you.
No, I didn't say he hated me. Just he didn't like me.
Can I ask what brought this up?
Just been thinking about a few things. You know, he just takes a sip of the beer like, man, it's the irony that I'm drinking while I'm telling you about this story. Cruel
The one
irony.
beer you're sipping is
Mhm.
nothing on the kind of way your dad used to come
Oh
home
no,
from
it's
the
just
bar.
for
but-
Anton's mind, the cruel irony. You know what I mean? Yeah, where I'm drinking beer while talking about an alcoholic. Oh, it just takes a slow sip. I don't even know how to explain this. I saw him hit you before. Like, not. Yeah, I saw him.
And the plate that she's been working on gets set aside for a moment, and she finally, you can tell she's like taking a second to figure out like what routine pattern do I do that makes any of this make sense? How do I fix this? And she finally picks up the plate and walks over, goes to essentially not either take one of your hands or kind of like curl an arm around you to be like, we're going this way now. And she does something truly scandalous. She doesn't try to like put you at the dinner table in a weird stilted environment. No, she kind of like when you had like maybe when you had nightmares or had a really bad day at school or something. She lets you come over and sit on the couch, puts your plate on the the coffee table instead, and lets you have the scandalous joy of eating not in the dining room, which was always just kind of a weird comfort thing when one of you was having a shit day.
Holy shit.
It is a very rare and magical experience. Mom doesn't let you eat outside of the dining room, and
holy shit.
Used to give you the nth degree when she found dishes in your rooms.
Foreign territory, Katie. Oh.
So she, much like she's done in the past when you were a lot younger and were just upset about something and needed to talk to Mom, she lets you bring your food in there, sit with her on the couch.
Yep, it's like I sit down, I'm not near you, I'm across the couch from you. I can focus on my food while I'm talking. This food. This is
you think you can sit away from Mom. You're cute.
Oh, I know. Look, Katie, I can try, okay? Do you know what I mean? I will not succeed, but I will. God damn it! Do you know what I mean? I'm a big bad shadow lord.
I'm a grown ass man now, bye.
Pretty much exactly what he's acting like.
It's funny because it's like you're being like, I've got to be a big strong man now, and she's like, you know what, my baby's hurting. Here is a thing that comforts you, whether you know it or not.
Hey, sits there and puts some food in his mouth, takes a sip of the beer, like, yep. It's like, I've just made this so fucking awkward.
Well, for her, this is the comfort fucking, like, subroutine. This is what Mom does when the kids are feeling bad. So she plunks down, next to you on the couch. Anton, honey, your daddy didn't dislike you. Your daddy was just never good at showing he cared.
I just thought maybe he saw me watching and
No, when your daddy was like that, he was dead to everything except whatever idea he'd gotten in his head. He wasn't thinking straight. He wasn't himself. It was like she just kind of shrugs, kind of glancing towards the direction the front door's in. It was like he'd come home possessed. He just wasn't the same man.
Yeah, he takes a more heftier swig of the beer this time. Like, oh, great, oh, mom, that doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, mom, I love you, but Jesus, do you know what I mean?
Tell your daddy. I wish you hadn't seen, honey.
I mean, I just want to make sure you're all right.
I'm all right. It's been a long time since your daddy was here, and
Yep.
you know, it's after having all of you being with him for so long, there's a time I couldn't imagine doing things by myself, but Charlie reaches over and gives you the little mom shoulder squeeze of like, oh, you're such a good boy. But I'm doing all right. And the only things that ever really worried me, honey, you have done so much for me.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think I could have done this without you.
Yeah. I just did what I needed to do.
You did a lot better than what you needed to do.
Just couldn't let it hurt you anymore.
You know, she has to kind of suck in the breath and just nods. You're right.
Put it like this, poor old Anton, Matt. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, he's probably still very vulnerable. So that, do you know what I mean? For a while, mom is like, I don't know if mom catches it. That fucking the stare is so far away. You know what I mean?
I mean, she sees that he's upset. She doesn't have the context to read into it. But so far, she just thinks it really hit him bad when their dad left. I mean, she has no way of knowing and absolutely no reason to assume. So she feels like this is you finally come in to talk to her about being really, really out of shape about your dad leaving. Honey, it's been a while and you've done a lot and you keep checking up on me. Keep checking on your sister, on your brother.
Is it okay to do something bad and something good comes from it then? Does that make you a bad person?
She kind of takes a second, like, wait.
Like, say you do something bad, but it ultimately helps everybody around you. And it's ultimately a good thing for everyone. Does that make you a bad person for doing that thing?
Is the thing you're doing really bad if it helps everyone around you?
But it is a bad thing you did.
Are you so sure it's a bad thing? Are the people you love all right?
Yeah. Just, just one bad thing.
Honey, we've all done some pretty bad things. Doing it for a real good reason makes you better than most of us.
He's not.
It's like it's funny because like it's the reassuring like little rub on the back. It just picks up the hand, gives him a bit of a rub. It's so many little gestures from when you were younger. Doing a bad thing for real good reasons an awful lot better than doing a bad thing just because you wanted to, just because you're angry.
I know I was angry. I was so angry.
Well, did you do it because you're angry or because you knew it would help people around you, help your family?
I knew it'd help. I was just so angry that it happened. What led to it, you know?
I'm sorry, baby.
Just closes his eyes like, oh, fuck. Like, she can see, he just closes his eyes and there's so much pain. So much pain.
Well, she's doing her best to understand and to sympathize, and you can see it. Again, it's just that rub, like where, she sits her hand on the shoulder and probably has it resting there a better part of the time, but just, rubs it down across your back and just, oh, baby, I'm sorry.
I killed him, Ma.
You killed someone.
No, I killed him.
Honey, you've never heard a fly. I have to call you to take the spiders outside.
Yeah, a long time ago, perhaps.
Admittedly, a long time ago, you weren't that big into spiders. It was usually Christine took them outside, but you have valiantly defended me with a stick from some spiders in the past.
Yeah. But I killed Dad. So he'd stop hurting you. And Christine and Phil.
Anton, for someone who especially this evening has sat there and just thought about all the horrified looks you've gotten in your life, what you're getting is kind of the opposite. It's just such a stringent faith in you that she's struggling to believe you. Just absolute faith. Do you think you killed him by driving him off to rehab?
He just stands up. I'm gonna tell you a story, Mom.
Yeah, Mom has a very concerned, tight little, just like she's so worried about you.
Yeah, walks over and makes sure the door is locked and sits down. This time he sits across from her, like face to face. Because I can tell her portions of this without involving her in the life. Dad was trying to go to rehab.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure he stayed there. So I would
Okay.
keep an eye on him. Follow him around town and all that. I was snooping on him. And I got some friends to help me. I couldn't do it all on my own. And now one of my friends, Becca, we had followed him to a bar. She said she'd go in. And I said, okay. I went to park around the car to drop some people off, and I make sure that everything was okay. And everything wasn't okay. He I don't know if it was in some drunken stupor before he came to the house and trashed the place. He attacked Becca. It was bad. It was real bad. It was really bad.
That that girl with all the tattoos.
Yeah,
That owns the garage?
yeah.
Or owned the garage?
Yeah.
Oh, honey. Are you... She takes a second and she just starts trying to jam together pieces that just... I mean, she's struggling. Your daddy
So-
did that.
Yeah. Then he came here.
That night he wrecked the house.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, she just kind of sits back in the seat, just, whew.
so I made a decision. And I tracked him down.
Why didn't you call the police?
He had left the state. And Becca didn't want to go to the cops.
Yeah, that slides a few more nasty pieces into place for her.
She didn't want to hurt you and Christine and me, and it's not her fault. She just wanted to keep you all safe. So I drove out of town for a while. Went looking for him. And I met him outside a bar. And I took care of it.
You have in a way kind of blue screened your mother. She's trying to make sense of it. Like, even with all the facts laid out, she's just trying to fit it all together. But she's kind of set back in shock in her seat, just kind of... Honey, are you sure?
I'm sure, Ma. I'm sure.
And she just sounds like, oh, well, okay then. Just still looking a little out of shape, a little. You've put her on the back foot, which is a rare state for Ma.
I didn't do it because I'm some sort of psychopath.
No, honey, no, of course not. No.
I just wanted him to stop hurting you.
And it's whether it's just the only thing she knows how to do in the moment, or I mean, she looks at you and she just kind of, opens the arm where she sat on the couch. She's like, come here.
Kind of, she can see it. He's just reluctant.
I know you're all grown up now, but come here, honey.
Just eases over slowly, as if it's like foreign to him now at this point.
I mean, Anton, you're grown ass boy. It's pretty clear to you. Your mom needs the hug probably as much as, if not more, than you do. And it's never weird to hug your mom. It's just a thing. But
I took care of it. And nobody been missing him, and nobody's gone looking for him.
She gets you to sit next to her, pulls you in for a really tight squeeze. Mom's in pretty good shape for an older woman. Put it that way. She ain't got nothing on the kind of muscle you're pulling, but your mom's never been incapable. But she gives you a solid squeeze, a good crush of one, and she's like, it's even, there's a little bit of a rock to it. It's soothing. Whether it's for you or for her is kind of up in the air right now, but it's just, oh, honey, you should never have had to do that.
No, but sometimes you have to do things, and sometimes they are necessary.
I feel like the best part is you're looking a little bit off this way and she's keeping her face a little elevated. Neither of you's looking straight at the other. Or are you actually looking at her?
No. Just looking off. Like sometimes you have to do things that aren't necessary. Sometimes an extreme reaction prevents any more extreme responses.
Anton, your mom pulls you in, holds on to you, and probably even like props her chin up. Like you do. Just hug your kid in. And boy, neither of you looks each other in the face during it. But what's your just base alertness at this point with Crow?
8.
Yeah, your pool's like what, 8? So
Yep.
I mean, maybe it's a little bit of dampness in your hair. Maybe it's the fact that the breathing's a little off. Just, Mom. She is soldiering it, but still holding on to him though, so tightly.
What he'll look back over. What can I read off her? Is it that she's upset that it happened, or
so the way she's kind of like pulled you in and tucked her chin over top, you have to kind of like pull back a little to look up at her. Not because you're short, just because she's kind of tucked you in like that.
Mm-hmm.
With a pool of 8, we're just gonna go by the interesting little rule of pool. If you got 8 dice, chances are you could easily make this roll. Because the difficulty, even set at 8, you'd be matching it.
Yes.
It is. She doesn't seem to be blaming you. If anything, she's holding you in tighter, like maybe she needs to protect you from everything that's happened. Get the impression, I'll give you essentially the idea that she feels like she should have protected you better. You shouldn't have had to do it. You shouldn't have had to seen it. If she had protected you, this never would have happened.
It's not your fault, Mom.
Well, who's supposed to take care of you besides your mama?
Myself.
Honey, there's a long time leading up to when you're big enough to take care of yourself. I should have taken better care of you.
You did, Mom. It's not your fault. You never hit any of us.
I should have kicked him out of the door after the first time. She just takes a second and, like, especially since you're set back and looking at her, just reaches over and it's the very mom thing of, like, I am just going to wipe this off your cheek. You're not crying. You're a big, strong boy.
It's not your fault, Mom. It's none of our fault.
I shouldn't let this go so long that you had to do that, Anton. Should have left your daddy a long time ago.
Can't go back and change it, Mom.
Are you okay? She really sits back and kind of, like, does the little, like, tips his chin up a little bit to look at him like she expects there to be bruises almost. That's not logical, and it's not actually what she's doing, but it's she's got to look him over.
All right, Katie, she's about to see something in Anton's eyes. It stings, but I've made my peace with it. It'll always sting. But I made my decision on it, and I don't look back.
What do his eyes say?
Shadow Lord. He made his peace. It hurts him. Always will. Always will.
But he will never think he should have made a different decision.
Yep. He is 100% convinced that was what he needed to do, no matter how much emotional baggage comes with it. He had to keep his family safe, and he had to keep Becca safe. No way. Do what's necessary, no matter how much you dislike it.
Whew.
It's the beneath the clear emotional pain, and there is a hardness in there that she's probably not used to ever seeing in Anton, really, because he's never showed it around her. He made his crimes and his decisions, and judgment came to collect. I don't regret keeping you safe.
Then just with your face still in her hands for a moment, just brushes the cheek again for a second, finally lets him kind of start to drop and just... How did you ever grow up to be so different than your daddy?
I adapted and I had to learn, Mom.
And it's, as the hands kind of drop, she just takes his and both of them, it just holds them, pulls them in and holds them tightly.
I had to learn the hard way.
Okay, brother and sister already know?
Phil doesn't know. Christine, I could never lie to Christine.
No. No, you and Christine were two peas in a pod.
I had to keep her safe.
You did. You always did. I remember I'd come find you up in her room.
She was the smallest out of us. She used to get most frightened by the noise.
Used to be such a sensitive little thing.
Who? Is she meaning her, Christine, or him?
Christine.
She still is. She just hides it very well.
She finally reaches up again, and it's not that intimate thing. It's just the very maternal, kind of cups the cheek, like she's so proud of you, and just, honey, I mean, there's still tear streaks. Mom's not immune to this being a hard conversation. You never should have had to do what you did. But I'm proud of you for taking care of your sister, taking care of me. You shouldn't have had to step up, do the things that your daddy should have been doing. But you've been taking care of us. Perhaps a shocker from Mom.
I mean, Mom's Shadow Lord, so Mom's Shadow Lord kid.
Mom's Shadow Lord, and while we never talk about the fact that Mom has tattoos, Mom was not always a sweet little housewife. I don't deserve a boy like you.
I ain't that great, Mom.
Well, you can tell yourself that all you like, but I won't hear a word of it. That why you stopped coming home?
No. Just gotta do things. Busy.
All right.
Like I said, I made a choice doing what I did. And those choices come with responsibilities.
From what I heard about that Becca girl, she was working with you. Heard she was the street tough type. I'm sure Are you all right with all them people?
I'm fine.
All right.
And he says that with such assuredness, it probably just takes Mom back because Anton was a sweet kid. You know what I mean? I imagine he was Mom's favorite. You know what I mean? Because he was a sweetheart. You know what I mean? But it's like looking at a different guy. You know what I mean? Just this, the way he says, yeah, no, I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Well,
Absolute certainty.
you may be fine, but you look at me, young man. You like,
Look,
she gets you. Oh,
it just looks over.
no matter what you do, don't you feel like you can't come home? You understand me?
Of course.
Good.
Just making sure the things don't come here, that's all.
Just not as I wasn't gonna tell you, kind of face the lip rolls in for a second. Well, ever since what your daddy did to the windows, anything comes around here, gonna have a hole big enough in it for a raccoon to climb through.
He just gives a smirk and a nod.
Huh.
I believe you, Ma.
Mag out again.
I got again.
Mama don't fucking brook no shit when it comes to things coming home and threatening her babies anymore.
Mom ready to go.
Mom's falling back on some old bad habits.
I'm just making sure it doesn't come to your door, Ma. Don't worry about me. I can handle it.
I think you'd be surprised what your mama can take care of. I let one monster in the door. Not doing it anymore.
Just gives a nod again, just very calm. Christine wants to be a part of it.
Is she all right?
She's safe.
I know she's safe because she's with you, but is she all right?
She's all right. I told her to call you.
She did. Your sister's gotten very good at hiding things from me, kind of like someone else I know. What kind of shoots you that look like? Yeah, that's right.
I see you. Got better at lying to me.
Got real good at lying to me somewhere along the way, you little bastard.
She's safe and she's fine. I keep her well out of the heavy zone.
As long as she's all right, you're all right. I know if you two are together, she's safe.
Just nods. She is safe. Suzanne's safe too. She not involved.
Okay.
If anything, you could do me a favor and invite her around more. Might make her feel less lonely. Sometimes I don't see her as much as I'd like to.
I'll make sure I do.
Just gives a nod.
So,
I just
she's a sweetheart, and I do like the walks and the photography. It's kind of a guilty look. I like, look, I didn't think I would like this. It's fucking
Well, I
soft as templi, but it's kind of nice.
But
and I like it. Yeah.
But I do. And Susie's adorable. You should marry that girl, Anton. I'm waiting for that look. He takes a drag of a cigarette.
So how is that going, Anton?
How's what going?
That you got your new friends, and you
Mhm.
got Susie. I know
I
you're
did.
looking after your sister, but how are things with the two of you?
We're good.
How's coming together?
Pretty good. Like I said, I don't get to see her as often as I like, but we make it work.
Both still happy?
From what I can tell, yeah.
Good.
Kind of gives this eye narrow, like that I wait a minute. You know what I mean?
Is this a trap?
Yeah, look. Why she said to you otherwise?
Oh no, honey. Of course not.
Does that like eye narrow like that Mom.
Mom, don't fuck with me right now. Takes the hands for the highest level of mom sincerity. Honey, I haven't heard boo about anything being out of shape. I just don't hear from both of you that much, so
Susie's type of girl that likes her. She loses herself in her work at times.
she does seem to. So you had a house for a while now.
But you've heard from her, right?
Of course.
Like recently.
Mhm.
There's a nod. He does his best to hide the paranoia, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, the two of you came over not that long ago.
Like you've heard from the last couple of days.
Of course. Been planning when I'll come over to get a look around the house.
Good. Just nods to himself like, okay. I'm still gonna go check, but let's ease some of my paranoia.
So when are you going to put a ring on that girl and just call it done?
We're planning on it. We're just working out the finer details.
Finer details.
I want to make sure I'm out of this life that I'm in, or have it some way stable before I
Oh. All right.
want to
Weirdly accepting.
something legitimate behind it, so I'm not putting her in something that she can't think is unreliable. That's something that's very fair.
All right.
It gives her a look like, yeah, that's right. I gave the mature answer. Suck it, Ma. Do you know what I mean? Just that look up, that little victorious like, yeah, I'm a mature adult.
Jesus Christ, Anto.
The moment of victory, like, that's right, Mother. I'm not Phil. Do you know what I mean?
Young man.
But no, I'd rather make sure that she feels stable and secure. I've got her the house, and I want now to have suitable income that doesn't involve certain aspects, so she can feel more certain of a future before I ever put a ring on that. Don't think it's very fair to do that to somebody.
Well, all right.
Just a little look like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's that moment of tiny bit of victory. No,
Proud
I
mama face.
I should let you go. I gotta get back and check on Becca.
Well, all right.
You peck her on the top of the head. She can feel it. It's like it's the idea that he doesn't say it just so because he doesn't want to give more implication of detail to Mom, but maybe the reason he told her it's probably around the time that this actually happened. You know what I mean?
Has he eaten through the plate, or has it kind of been lost, forgotten?
Oh, he's devoured it. Yeah.
it got inhaled in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You want me to pack up anything for you to take with you, honey?
Sure, just some food. Susie likes that stuff. I'm gonna stop by and make sure she's all right.
All
I've
right.
been hearing some stories about burglars and shit like that, so I want to make sure she's good.
Oh, all right. Give me just 1 minute. I'll make it quick for you. But she finally has a mom task, and so she bustles up, brushes her hands off on her apron and goes ahead and heads into the kitchen to pull out a handful of things into a Tupperware and pass it off. She gets to fuss and mom again. This is okay. We could go back to situation normal.
We're back to the status quo. So yeah, once he gets the little takeaway lunchbox things.
Yeah,
plastic
it's a nice
containers.
big Tupperware full of
Oh,
a
yeah,
bunch of
he'll,
different homemade stuff mom's made over the last couple days.
He'll of course give mom the I'm totally not hugging you because come here, hug, and then I'm just gonna leave because I'm a big strong man. Hug. I have completely insecurities, but mom, do you know what I mean? And he will drive to Susie's, and it is the most paranoid move you have ever seen, Katie, because he takes the gun out of the fucking glove compartment. He comes around to the side of the house to check. Even if the lights aren't on, that means he's doubly fucking suspicious.
Got that nice little house in the background there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you just roll up the driveway and like ease out of the car and start like fucking snooping around the house like a creep.
Like a fucking professional SWAT team, Katie. He is just paranoid. He's paranoid.
I assume you're pulling up in the driveway anyways?
No, he'll pull up just outside it. You know, I imagine like there's
Like just down the street a little bit? Like,
yep.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna creep.
Yep. Just there's a little checks and just gotta check around the house there. You know, don't mind me.
Yeah, her car's in the driveway. There's
Mhm.
a handful of lights on. Most of them are like, there's one or two, like maybe the kitchen light and one of the hall lights downstairs, and then like upstairs, some of the lights are on.
Oh yeah, he just peeks in the window just to make sure that she's all good. You know what I mean? It's that paranoid, very paranoid. Look around.
You proceed to swat clear your own yard.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice yard.
It's a great yard. It's a great yard, Katie.
Very nice. Looks like Susie's gotten some plants off your mom to put along the little walkway to the house. Ugh.
The best part is he's probably gonna walk up to the side door. I imagine there's like a side door or some shit like that.
There's a back door.
Yeah, just walks up to it.
Creeps in through the fucking window type thing.
No, just if Susie's there, and just knock on the window like dunk dunk dunk.
She's not downstairs.
Oh shit!
Can't see her, Anton.
Get the
Quick,
guns,
freak
Katie.
out.
No, he's like, I'll bust in there, just breaks the window, just flies in.
Oh my god.
Susie! No,
Susie would be mad and yell at you about breaking a window.
she would, yeah. No, he chooses life. He just taps on the window, dunk dunk. Susie!
She's all the way upstairs, and somewhere she like pops her head around like, the fuck was that? Like
Fucking to do again. Just dunk dunk dunk. Susie! Suzanne Jeffries!
because she kind of assumed at first it was the front door, and now she's like trying to figure it out. She like, you see her do the slow creep down the stairs, and like with a camera tripod, you can like fold all the legs together and just have this long metal thing.
She's got to open her hand.
She's got the tripod, and she's holding it kind of like a baseball bat. Like, the fuck? Because she didn't hear your car come up. So she's like easing down the stairs, looking around like, son of a bitch. She's got that in one hand and has her cell phone in the other with the screen on. Like, I swear to God.
She's Anton sitting there by the fucking back door window.
Those things where she's panning around, she sees someone out the window, she jumps like a fucking mile, damn near falls down the fucking stairs, and throws the tripod. Just out of sheer annoyance. Not out of panic, just son of a bitch, throws the tripod down, winces, that was expensive. You see her like getting over the half-second panic attack as she comes over and pulls the door open. It's like, what are you doing?
I forgot my keys.
You forgot? How did you forget your keys? Aren't they on the same ring as your...
Yeah, I thought they were, but I forgot my keys. So.
Looks like she's about ready to fucking skin you. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I am so sorry. Just gives that like, hey.
I am pretty sure that you almost made me break my own neck on the stairs. Why the back door? Why? Who does that?
I mean, I rang the front door a couple of times.
You did not.
I did.
The fucking skeptical look, because she knows she might have missed it, but at the same time, she's not letting on.
I totally did. What were you doing then? Fucking
Photo editing.
photo editing?
Yeah.
Comes in, does a little mock, like, glance around. You know what I mean?
Photo editing in Photoshop.
Oh, well, then you definitely missed it.
The fucking dirty look she throws you as she closes and relocks the door. Jesus. All right, hold on. Let me see if I broke my fucking tripod. She goes over to the bottom of the stairs, like, come here, you, my delicate, expensive child. Are you broken? Please don't be broken. Well,
Why did you bring a tripod?
I didn't have a bat.
You need to get one.
And it was made of metal, and it has pokey bits.
I
See, she
taught
like
you how
points
to
at the knobs.
I taught you how to shoot a gun, Susie.
I was it. Look, I panicked.
Just grinning down at the tripod.
I was kind of freaking out. Okay.
I banged on the door.
Well, yeah, but I didn't hear your car or anything.
Would you have heard my car?
Yes. The
Yeah.
sulky face. Would have totally heard your car.
It's working.
Don't you judge me. Points him with the tripod.
Points the tripod at him. You doing okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
Doing, everything I ever dreamed. This little hand, like, woo.
Kind of tilts his head at her, like, oh, just, oh, did someone upset Bay? You know what I mean? It's that look on his face.
Hold on, I have to decide if I'm getting mad or not.
Mm-hmm.
She finally looks over, it's like, it's just a lot of photo editing, and it's not as fun to do it in mass as I thought it would be.
Oh,
But-
okay.
It's not the worst. It's just, work.
Okay. Yeah, she sees immediate de-escalation. Bay is safe. You know what I mean? Power down. You know what I mean?
Besides creeps knocking on the back door, been pretty situation normal.
Oh, well, Why'd you have many creeps knocking on your back door?
No, just this one. Total weirdo.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Grins over.
Mom brought food for you. I left it back in the car.
Where did you? She goes over to look out the window and finally looks back. You didn't park in the driveway.
No, I parked down the thing.
Why'd you park on the street? We
'Cause
have
I
a
realized-
driveway.
Because I was going to bring it into the driveway and I was about to turn and I realized I couldn't find my keys on my key ring, so I started freaking out and I just went up to knock on the door. Because I'm an
You're
idiot.
such a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Okay. Do I
It's
need to
nodding
get
that-
new copies of the keys cut?
Nah, I'll go do it myself. Don't worry about it.
Oh, with those keys you can't find?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
You'll
for
just
them.
take those in and have them make copies for you?
Yeah,
That what you're gonna do?
yeah. I'll take a look around the car and I'll eventually find it. Like a bloodhound.
Would you leave them back at your big ghost mansion?
Yeah.
Shakes her fucking head so judgmentally.
I mean, just a little at her. Do you know what I mean?
No, I see how it is.
Don't be mad at me. Grinning over at her.
I don't know. You go and get the food out of the car. I might stop being mad at you. It'll be like magic. Because it means I don't have to cook dinner. Grins.
Yeah, he does. He'll go repark in the driveway, come with the food, like there, your majesty.
She unlocks the front door for you, so when you get back, you can just walk right in.
Yeah, he just plonks it down.
Yeah, she starts reheating it, and while it's in the microwave, it's just like, so, how's your mom?
It's all right.
Okay, good. She
I heard-
is super hyped to see the house. So,
I better be here for it.
yeah, that would be awesome. So I didn't have to do it all myself.
I'll be here.
I'll tell her about all the colors that you totally chose when she makes faces when she walks in the room. Those are the ones you chose. Just so you know. Grinning.
Thanks for that. Yeah, just looks around
Oh,
like,
yeah,
hey,
you're welcome.
I like these colors. They're nice. It's a very welcome space.
It's funny because Anton really hasn't been finicky about any of it. She's just like, okay, so which of these colors? So they're all ones she likes, or
Yeah, he's
she's like, what do you think of this color that I totally painted the room without asking?
He's like, yeah, it's great. It looks weird. I'm like, oh, cool. I like it. Pretty niche. Do you know what I mean? Just has no opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So he hasn't actually technically really chosen any. She's
Yeah.
just gonna blame him.
He's basically, she's like, she picked these colors. It's already been decided, and Susie won't change her mind. He's accepted this. Do you know what I mean? It's better to go along with it. Yeah,
I mean, he told her to make it her own. She
Yep.
has been. So yeah, just a heads up. Any of them she doesn't like were totally your fault.
Just gives a shrug.
So what's up with you? Get a night off?
Just wanted to stop by for a while. I'm gonna go back and check on Becca eventually, but I can stay for a while.
That'd be nice.
I'll probably be back in the morning. It's just I don't want to leave Becca alone tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Just gives a nod. Like, he doesn't have to say it. It's just that nod. Like, she's doing fine.
Okay, good.
She just asked me, would I mind staying the night?
And how about you?
I'm okay. He lied lyingly.
Yeah, she just kind of takes one side glance like you're totally full of shit.
Yep,
Okay, as long as we both know you're full of shit.
I'm functional. There you go. That's the best answer.
That's, step in the right direction. But yeah, you should come back in the morning.
I'll be back in the morning. Got to do a lot of work anyway in Roanoke, so I want to at least have something positive, which would be you, before I ever go near there.
Is everything just gone to complete shit in Roanoke and no one's talking about it?
Pretty much.
Awesome.
Although, we've made some headway.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's finally starting to look a bit safer, but I'm gonna be real. Roanoke is dangerous, Susie. It's real dangerous.
Oh, you have told me many times that it is extremely dangerous, and I am to not go to Roanoke.
With no explanation besides that it's really dangerous. And you know
Well,
what? I'm gonna take your word for it because I really don't have any business in Roanoke. So
Come up behind her and, just as they're like leaning over the counter, I can tell you something. I just can't tell you everything. If you really want to know why I'm so adamant you don't go to Roanoke.
Okay.
They're taking people off the street in vans. Some of the gangs are either selling women that way, or some of the other gangs are using the homeless people, as, guinea pigs. And sometimes they're taking ordinary folk like you. Just gone.
wow.
And
Okay.
I don't think I could live with myself if something happened to you.
I mean, look, there's some I'm not saying there's no urban exploring to be done in Roanoke, but it's dangerous enough when there aren't people just snatching people off the street. So
It's not really talked about that much, but you don't go on Roanoke at night. That's the kind of the dealio. Not unless you have a crow. That's our mark.
Okay.
We're trying to keep people safe. So Blacksburg's safe enough. But Roanoke, no. Now, there's something I want to talk to you about, and promise you won't get mad at me.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I want to have this in place. Some work might come back at me. Not saying it is, but there's a possibility it could happen. If that eventuality occurs, I need you to be prepared just to leave town for a bit.
And
Your
go
brother's-
where?
I'll have somewhere set up that you can crash out at for a couple of days.
Is it that bad?
No, but it could be. There is a possibility. And I want to make sure I have every contingency plan. Mainly, when it rubs a handle on her face so you're not involved. But no, it's something that could happen, but it is not a sure thing. And I'd rather have safety measures,
Okay.
And if that happens, Becca or myself will come and collect you, and you have a place to stay for a couple of days until we can, make sure everything is safe, and then you're back in here. No problem. Like it never happened,
If it gets to that point, shouldn't you be coming with me?
Can't. And they'll just follow me. Right? Better to keep you safe and let me handle it.
I mean, can't any of the others handle it?
Not as good as I can. I'm kind of team leader. They need me.
So, in the interest of fairness, at what point does your health matter as much as mine?
That's not particularly fair, but
I think
really?
it is super fair.
I'll be fine, Susie. I'm
You
just saying
can't-
it. It's not like it's going to happen. I did preface that.
You did, but if it does happen, you want me to be super safe and to just ditch town,
For a couple of days.
but you're not coming with me.
No. How? It would depend on the situation. For all I know, I could just bring you to the mansion and you would be okay. But
Why
if
can't we
it's...
just do that?
I'm just making sure that there's another option. It's always good to have another option, Susie. Just in case the mansion is attacked. Which is incredibly unlikely. But, it kind of gives that, I don't want to be not sure, Call me hyper-paranoid, or call me cautious, or call me just wanting to keep you safe.
I get the impression the idea isn't to just hide me till it blows over.
No, it's just to make sure that if anything does come looking for me, it can't find you, so it comes straight from me.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to put something really controversial on the table and say I'm not all about that.
What you mean?
Literally funneling the thing towards you on purpose.
Susie, I can't let them near you.
Oh, maybe I don't want them near you either.
Yeah, but I can handle it.
You hesitated.
I did. Look, I can handle what they throw at me. What I can't handle is you being put at risk. Now, this is all meant, again, this could likely not happen.
I get that part. I just. What happens when you send me off somewhere to hide until you deal with something and you don't come back to take me home?
Then, you have this house in your name.
Anton, I'm not. Charlie, like, reaches over to, like, pull you over to look at her. I'm not worried about the house.
No, but the point I'm making is you have a house, you have your business, you have a life. If I don't come back, if that happens, you have a life.
Yeah, but I'd trade it all to come back home to a shack if you were going to be in it.
I know, but I'm not going anywhere, Susie.
You better not.
I'm not.
I'm creating a strict no dying rule for this household. Just so you know, it's very strict, reinforced brutally.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just making sure that you're safe.
You better be okay.
I'm fine. Some heavy shit I've had to deal with in the past couple of days, but I can handle it.
What's happened in the last couple days?
Just
Bunch of stuff you can't tell me about?
a bunch of stuff that I don't want to tell you about.
Why?
Just grim. It's grim, you know? Found a girl that's just in really bad shape. And I just don't want to tell you about it because I know how you are.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, you big softy.
I'm not a big softy. Just fucking stubborn face.
So I don't want to make you start bubbling and crying. Because then I will feel bad and I will feel absolutely fucking awful. So, I'd rather just feel actually happy for a change. That'd be nice.
Well, that's pretty understandable. Duh.
And are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You tell me
Okay.
if there was something wrong.
I would probably grab you by the front of the shirt and pull you in and tell you explicitly what was wrong.
Okay.
It's kind of my style, you know? If she gives a little play tug at the front of his collar, like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, he kind of tilts his head. Yeah, like I said, it's good. Yeah.
Good.
You're not angry with me?
What?
You're not angry with me, right?
No.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, my head's all over the place.
No, Anton, I'm not angry with you. I'm not going anywhere. Want to see you more, but I know that you're working.
I mean, I'm seeing you more than I used to, definitely.
I know. Maybe I'm selfish. Like, go pull him in. Put a peck on the end of his nose.
I took care of that guy you told me about.
Guy?
Yeah. I took care of it.
Like, there's a scrunchy face for a second, and she like recalls back.
I didn't know if you knew, but I took care of it.
One second.
It was the guy at the party that she told him about. Remember he told Becca, basically said the crows are coming after him, essentially. That basically is like, you know, Anton didn't do it himself. He just basically rang Becca and was like, you know his people? Well, then tell them that the crows have personally sanctioned this. So effectively, from what Becca said, is he's dead, essentially.
Okay.
It was the guy that, you know, something Susie told him about, and he rang Becca straight after when she went upstairs.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Happened so fast. I fucking just space cased it. It's like, oh well, that's gone.
I took care of it.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't want to not tell you.
All right. Wow.
You're not afraid of me, right?
You? She like looks over like, are you for real right now?
Just he hurt you, and yeah.
No, Anton, I'm not scared of you. And your crazy gang activity.
Okay. It's just he hurt you, so.
Well, I get the impression not anymore.
No.
So, no, we're good.
Okay.
Jeez. Okay.
This gives her that awkward, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, like I said, I'm all over the place.
It's okay. Just
It's been a long day.
do you want to hang out for a little bit before you go back over?
Like I said, I can stay for a while. It's just I gotta be back for Becca, and then I'm staying with you all day tomorrow. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. But I have a fantastic idea. And we are going to get you to relax for like a minute, one whole minute, before you run off and stress yourself out again. Okay?
Yeah. I need to sleep. I mean, he nearly fucking collapses into her fucking arms. Like he's.
She's
After
just
her-
kind of like, oh.
Mm-hmm. We've been running. Poor old Anton's been running ragged, man. She even said, "Just oh, buddy, easy." Do you know what I mean? But we can totally end it there. But
Okay.
yes.
Then for there, we will call it a scene.
Don't know.